What's up, gamers? Hi, Descendants, and hello, Internet. The developers over at Nexon for the First Descendant have released HOTFIX 1.0.2. Let's take a look. Greetings, Descendants. The First Descendant HOTFIX 1.0.2 patch is now live. That's today, Thursday, July 11th, in the Lord year of 2024. Patch details include content improvements, added the start public operation function matchmaking to infiltration operations on hard mode. Start public operation is available even if you change the selected reward, but if you select an additional option, only start private operation will be available. Also remove the sequential type immunity spears from named monsters. They have been changed to either the default or extermination types. Director's comment. The dev team acknowledges the community's concern about the monotonous patterns of named monsters and strives to enhance them. In particular, we noticed that the pattern involving breaking spears in a specific order isn't appropriate for public matching and have decided to remove it immediately. As new patterns are developed, we will soon update the patterns of existing named monsters one by one. As named monsters frequently appear in hard difficulty and special operations, we will continue working towards diversifying their patterns. I'll tell you what, fam, this is great news. Number one, as far as matchmaking with the hard mode infiltration operations, I think that's just great. Gets more players involved. You don't have to go sifting through LFG. You just click on it and load right in. Also, taking away the sequential pattern in which you have to break the spears of Balloon Guy, I think is a huge W. It's not that challenging to do once you figure out the pattern. Just having Balloon Guy exist where you pop all his balloons, then you're able to resume DPS. I think that's fine for now. It remains to be seen how quickly they'll introduce new named monsters and perhaps new mechanics to defeat them, specifically in hard mode. What are your guys' thoughts? I think this is a huge W. To be honest, I'm tired of Balloon Guy, but hey, this is some promising progress right here. Should have they had the foresightedness to implement these kind of things before launch? I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts? Let us know in the comments below. Okay, moving on. Increase the quantity of rare basic materials dropped from encrypted vaults threefold. The elite Vulgus that appear in field missions and infiltration operations will now drop them too. Folks, this is another huge W if it specifically targets mixed energy residue, which is mandatory, one of the key components involved in crafting crystallization catalyst. The only way to acquire this rare resource of mixed energy residue is by completing encrypted vaults, or BOBs, inside the Agna Desert. As we just read, the devs are increasing the quantity of rare basic materials dropped from encrypted vaults threefold. So for those that are having difficulty accessing Bob and completing the mini game of Bob with precision code analyzers or ultra precise code analyzers, Descendants can now just use code analyzers with Bob, and instead of getting one mixed energy residue, it should now be dropping 3. And now elite Vulgus that appear in field missions and infiltration operations will also be dropping rare basic materials. Again, fingers crossed this includes mixed energy residue. Then that's another huge W as well. As always, what are your guys' thoughts? Please let us know in the comments. Director's comment. The most efficient way to farm rare basic materials is still through encrypted vaults. But for those who prefer hunting monsters, we have updated field missions and infiltration operations to drop these materials too. The dev team will closely monitor the overall farming status and do our best to create a joyful environment for all of our Descendants. Further, they reduced the time from 2 90-second to 2 60-second occupations for the Kingston Vulgus data transmitter hacking mission. Improve the Battle Pass supply shop's buttons visibility by redesigning it in the format of the bonus shop banner. Director's comment: you can get season limited skins for free from the battle supply shop. Complete preseason challenges to claim your special skins. Updated the library window from closing when the map is open and closed through the acquisition information pop-up. Improve the duration of party invitation messages to make them easier to confirm and accept. Improve the duration of the Descendant instructors lines. Director's comment: many Descendants have commented that the Descendant instructors dialogue contains many useful game tips. Currently, it's not possible to revisit previous dialogues, but we are planning to fix this. We will continue to make improvements so that Descendants can easily access the information they require. Also, move the guide NPC you meet after first arriving in Albion closer. I gotta say, it's hilarious when you first engage this NPC. The information provided is pretty good, especially, you know, for new players, but you're reading it and it's I don't know. I thought it was funny when I first experienced it, and I'm sitting there like it's like a crash course in speed reading. Hey, for me, it is what it is. But I appreciate the devs acknowledging the community concern that, hey, we're reading a lot of good information in there. Can we just access it again? Or, you know, maybe have the Descendant instructor like lower his caffeine intake just a little bit so we can actually understand the we can understand the words coming out of its mouth. All right, optimization improvements for PC. Improve the stability of the shader preparation process by reducing the CPU load during shader generation. So this optimization improvement was also updated and reads: due to shader optimization, shader has to be generated again. It may take some time depending on the device. Currently, we are actively monitoring this issue, and if you encounter issues with a 13th or 14th gen Intel, please refer to Intel's official guide. There's a link to Intel's official guide inside of the hotfix notes, which are on the First Descendant website, link in the description. Lower GPU memory usage when set at high or higher quality. Fix an issue where character skins were displayed abnormally in low graphics settings intermittently during extended play. Fix the bug that allowed frame limits to be set when using NVIDIA and AMD's frame generation. Also fix an issue where shadows were intermittently displayed abnormally depending on the view. Also made various other fixes for optimization purposes, and we will continuously monitor it. Bug fixes for the UI UX. Fix an issue displaying unused items in the library. For Descendants, fix an issue where Descendants could not get out of DBNO when their HP was low, negative 100% for module settings. Fix an issue where Kyle would occasionally go up in the air when using super conductivity thrusters during repulsion dash. Fix an issue where Esimo could not get back up while using RK explosion and being inflicted with knockback. For modules, fix an issue where the increase in firearm attack per stack in the sharp precision shot module was summed instead of multiplied. Equipment, fix an issue where a weapon's attribute damage did not apply damage over 100,000. Fix an issue where higher values were displayed as the ultimate gold option despite the reactor's skill cooldown and skill cost stats being preferable with lower values. Fix an issue where lower values were displayed as the ultimate gold option despite the weapon change speed stat being preferable with higher values. For fields, fix an issue where amorphous material pattern 118 and shape stabilizer form 8 were not dropped at Frozen Valley Volga Strategic Outpost in Fortress on hard mode. Fix an issue where Elite Vulgus in the White Knight Gulch Upper Hatchery battlefield missions did not drop rewards. Fix an issue where monster spawning was interrupted at some Volga Strategic Outposts. Instance Dungeon, fix an issue where Vesper's resource box materials were dropped from Echo Swamp, Agna Desert, White Knight Gulch, Hagios, and Fortress Infiltration Operation resource boxes. For research, fix an issue where the core materials of Ultimate Descendants were incorrectly displayed as rare instead of ultimate tier. Miscellaneous. In the French, fix an issue where the go to title screen menu was displayed with the same phrase as exit game. Issue in the story where Ultimate Chimera was used for Dreadful Abomination. And lastly, added missing words in the probability display for Executioner Tier 3 Set 4. Director's additional comment: it has come to our attention that the community is worried about possible nerfs to Tamer and GLYTCH Infinite magazine builds. This meta is very strong, but since it is within the scope of what the dev team has planned, there are no immediate plans to do so. In addition, some weapons are more powerful than Tamer, and there are a variety of character builds that rival GLYTCH Infinite magazine, so please enjoy them fully. We've been looking forward to seeing Descendants use creative builds to take down powerful colossi swiftly, so we're quite delighted to see this in action now. We are well aware as many Descendants begin farming in earnest, various discussions are taking place regarding drop rates. There is no variable drop rate system in the First Descendant. Let's repeat that. There is no variable drop rate system in the First Descendant. We are using the fixed rates displayed in-game. The dev team has reviewed the acquisition rates across all servers and confirmed that they are dropping according to the rates displayed. We are currently working on various measures to ensure the community can trust the dev team, such as disclosing item drop amounts for each content. And we also prepare ways to improve the farming experience. The First Descendant will continue to communicate transparently and honestly. Thank you. So there you have it, the First Descendant hotfix 1.0.2. I'll tell you what, fam, this is a huge W for me, specifically in regards to increased rare material items dropping from Bob, or encrypted vaults, but we like to refer to him as Bob. Threefold, huge W, less grinding and more playing. Also, the adjustments they made to Balloon Guy inside of public matchmaking and not having to eliminate his spears in sequential order. Huge W there. Updating the Descendant instructor to communicate more clearly, or at least archive the instructions that he laid out when you're first engaging with him at different stages throughout the story campaign. I think that's going to be very beneficial just to help with people's learning curve and understanding the various systems inside of the First Descendant. And also the director's additional comment at the end of the hotfix acknowledging the strength of the Tamer weapon as well as GLYTCH abilities, and they're not going to change anything. And even more so, happy that the community is having fun using the Tamer and using GLYTCH, and they have no intentions of implementing nerfs anytime soon. So that's super positive news. I'm always glad that the devs kind of stick to their guns and say, this is the experience that we want. And then obviously things that are huge pain points for the community, the devs are obviously listening and acknowledging, and with this specific hotfix, putting some fixes into the game. What do you guys think of all these changes? How are you enjoying the First Descendant? As always, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Likes and shares are kindly appreciated, and subscribe for more content. Peace.